How you doing today? So oftentimes realtors talk about location, location, location. And to the average person, I'm not really sure we really know what that means. So today I'm going to take you on a journey of really understanding how the location of a property really influences and impacts the value of that property. So we all know places like New York and Los Angeles can be really expensive to live there. Even San Diego is considered to have the best weather in the world, right? But when you really think about it, you kind of got to ask yourself why. Like, what are you really paying for? Especially in an environment now where a lot of individuals can actually work from home and we're doing a lot of things remotely, or we're not actually meeting in person a lot. The location where you live doesn't really play as much of a significant role as it used to in the past. And because of that, you're actually seeing a lot more people starting to move outside of the city and actually start to move to the suburbs because you want to get more bang for your buck. You want to get more house for what you're paying, especially with things being a lot more expensive and also spending a lot more time at your home where people want to have home gyms, home offices. You don't want to have a backyard to play around with the kids and different things like that. Want to be really kind of comfortable in their home. So when you're able to move outside of the downtown areas and the central parts of the city, you're really able to get a lot more bang for your buck. So I'm going to actually show you here in Las Vegas to give you a couple examples of just how being on certain parts of the city actually influence the pricing, and even if it's actually the same exact floor plan of the house. So let's get right into it. Okay, so this property here is actually located in Henderson, which is a suburb of Las Vegas, considered a pretty nice area. And this is a pretty nice home here. We'll scroll through a few pictures here. But one of the reasons why I like this floor plan so much is it's actually my floor plan of a property that I live in myself, and I'm always kind of curious to see how different parts of the city, how people have their loft and different things set up, and yeah, I just kind of noticed that the pricing was a lot different based on where the property was located. So they built this house. I believe it's like the builder is either D.R. Horton or KB Homes. It was built in about 2005 in a lot of different areas. So it was a pretty popular floor plan here. You can see this one has a pool. But now this same property in North Las Vegas is another area where they actually built this home. They actually built it in a couple different communities in North Las Vegas, but this is actually one of the, I guess, the lower end communities where they build this floor plan. And you can see that Zillow is saying it's only worth 592 for that house in North Las Vegas, but that same house is worth 772 in Henderson, in which these homes are probably maybe 20 miles apart, something along those lines there. So when you look at the property now, keep in mind these are older pictures here. It may have been revised since then, but nothing's wrong with the property at all. Has a pool. To me, it seems to kind of have a little bit more of a nicer yard, but it is just worth a lot less just based on the area. I mean, even if you wanted to have some of the finishings of that other property, it wouldn't really cost you that much more to do that. So yeah, this is just one example on how location is very important, right? So when you're thinking about where you're going to purchase a home, you want to consider the location because that is definitely going to impact your future property value and also the equity appreciation of your property. So, if you're living in the Las Vegas Valley and you're living in North Las Vegas opposed to living in Henderson or Summerlin or even certain parts of the Southwest, your property appreciation is going to be a lot different, right? The southwest side of Las Vegas is considered a little bit more of a desirable place to live. Most parts of Henderson the same way, especially when you get into those zip codes we were just looking at, which is like the 89014, which is in that Green Valley area, and you have the 89052 zip code as well, which are pretty popular areas there. And then, of course, you get to Summerlin, where they build that same floor plan in the 89135 and the 89138, where you could almost spend like $1 million for that same type of floor plan. So it's not to say don't buy the home in North Las Vegas. I mean, it's just to say be a lot more strategic about what you're willing to pay for it. Especially if you are someone that's relocating from, California or somewhere back east, you may not really understand the different nuances of the city. And you might say, oh, okay, well, yeah, this house is a little bit more affordable in this area versus another area. And you're not really understanding why. And, sometimes in a more competitive market, the pricing for some of the homes in North Las Vegas have been driven up just due to lack of inventory in the whole entire city. So you want to be very careful when you're purchasing these larger homes, especially homes that are getting over 3,000 square feet and 5 bedrooms and a nice size lot and that sort of thing, because while it's a really nice home, depending on the surrounding developments in the area, it just may not appreciate as much. Because I'm looking at homes here, even for myself, I would like to actually eventually get a pool. And some of the properties in North Las Vegas, I'm seeing it's like in the 700,000s and even close to 800,000. And I'm like, well, wait a minute, I could go to get a similar home in the Southwest or a similar home in certain parts of Henderson and other areas that would appreciate a lot faster, by moving to those areas, right? So you may want to be very cautious on if you're buying in, what would be considered a CRD class area that may have some future upside, which I definitely believe, large parts of North Las Vegas have some significant upside in the future. You don't want to overpay now for the future value of an area. So you want to be very careful and nuanced on how you approach it. Make sure that you are working with a well-educated real estate professional when reviewing your different decisions to purchase a home, because you don't know what you don't know. If you're working with someone that's not too familiar with the Las Vegas Valley and you're saying, hey, I'm looking at a house on Russell, do you think that's a good area? Well, West Russell and East Russell are two totally different places, right? Totally different places. One puts you by Boulder Highway, the other one puts you by the new Durango Casino, closer to that area and IKEA and all of that stuff in the Southwest. So, but someone that's not very well versed with Las Vegas wouldn't know that, right? They wouldn't know that. So when you're asking for advice and doing different things, make sure that you or the people that you're working with understand all the different nuances of the city. Thank you for watching. Go ahead and make sure you like, follow, subscribe, and continue to support the channel. We'll continue to give you good content like this. I'm out. Peace.